Good morning, my people. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite and most hated son. I am the diaspora matrix. My people, it was another beautiful day for a protest and I enjoyed every moment of my protest. Let me first remind you, the front of my sign says, I don't want the white man's money, the white man's woman, the white man's friendship, and or the white man's faith. And the reverse of my sign says, white man, why have you enslaved the African American, the Latinos, etc.? It was another beautiful day protest, but unfortunately, I do not have anything particularly interesting to bring to your attention as it relates to my protest. And as you know, when I have protested and when I have updated you as to what transpired while I protested, it is always my pleasure and my delight to bring to you something of a social nature as it relates to St. Vincent and the Grenadines. My people, I want to hold the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines responsible and accountable. And I want to bring you something or information as to why he is saying these things and how Prime Minister Ralph Gonsalves' actions directly correlates with the behavior of the Caucasians in this America, especially in this here, California. But before I go into that, let me lay a base onto the premise on which I'm going to make this argument. I want you to listen to this video.
And I want to say this, and I don't know who is annoyed with this, who get annoyed with this. You know there's a bus shed there. One day I went to visit in the middle of the morning, to visit the home ec center. The persons who were working there, all except one of them, was from St. Lucia. And there were three guys drinking under the bus shed. They call me. They say, hey, comrade, stop here now, come now. I didn't go. I didn't stop. And when I come back, they say, why you ain't stopping? If I had stopped there, they would not like what I had to tell them. God don't like lazy people. People coming from St. Lucia to build that back. And three strong men in the middle of the morning was drinking strong rum. He ain't going nowhere to walk.
Let me paraphrase here. Ralph Gonsalves is saying that he went on an official visit to some home ec center somewhere. And next to the home ec center is a bus stop. And in this bus stop, he saw three young Vincentian men drinking alcohol. Apparently, next to this bus stop, some construction was going on. And all of the people that was involved in this construction were from St. Lucia, except for one who was a Vincentian. The first question I want to ask here, if Ralph Gonsalves is going to visit a home ec center and there is a construction going on in the vicinity, how does Ralph Gonsalves know? How many people is employed on this construction? How does Ralph Gonsalves know? How many people that are working on this construction are Vincentians? How did Ralph Gonsalves know that there were St. Lucians working on this construction? And how did he know that all of the members that were involved in this construction were St. Lucian except for one? That means the foreman or the man who's running the constructions have to be the Vincentian, or if not, it means that the manager of the construction was a St. Lucian also. It is either one or two things. Those people or those St. Lucians who are working on the construction site were either working there unlawfully without the proper instruments to work in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, or they had the proper instruments to work in St. Vincent and the Grenadines in construction. So now we have to now ask ourselves some questions. Why would Gonsalves' government be giving out workers' permit for construction workers? Well, there are hundreds of construction workers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines who are unemployed. For example, we have Neil Knights, a foreman, and his entire crew that work with him have been unemployed for the past 25 years. So, why would Gonsalves issue workers' permit for construction workers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines? And there are so many unemployed construction workers in our country. Why? So if you are not making up the story, if you are not lying to Vincentian to achieve some cheap political mileage and to put down the black Vincentians men in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, he have issued work permit to foreigners where there are more than enough Vincentians to fill the posts that they are now working in. Isn't there any wonder there are so many Vincentian men are going before the court for selling drugs, for petty theft, and getting involved in many basic crime in order to provide their basic needs? So my people, ask yourself, why you're not working? Why you went to technical college and you still can't get a job? Why you did electronics, mason building constructions, carpentry at the technical college and you can't get a job? It's because Gonsalves is importing workers from our neighboring islands in order to make sure that you don't get a job. And according to Ralph's statement, when he come back, he told them he didn't come in the first case because if he did come, they would not like what he had to say.
And when I come back, they say, why you ain't stopping? If I had stopped there, they would not like what I had to tell them. God don't like lazy people. People coming from St. Lucia to build that back. And 3 strong men in the middle of the morning was drinking strong rum. He ain't going nowhere to walk.
That means Ralph visited the home ec center for about 8 hours because apparently when he come back, the St. Lucians were no longer working there. The job was finished. So why didn't he tell them what he wanted to tell them in the first case? Why didn't he run them down as he's now running them down behind their backs when they cannot defend themselves? My people, I am not surprised if Gonsalves is issuing workers' permit to foreigners to do work where there are many Vincentians available who can do this work and who are skilled in this work and are available to do the work. I am not surprised at all because this is how white people behave. Let me tell you something, right? We are all Israelites. Those black St. Lucians, Grenadians, and Dominicans that come to St. Vincent and get jobs, we are all Israelites. But the white man loves to support or promote foreign Israelites over local Israelites because he wants to create strife among black people. He wants Vincentians to now look at those St. Lucians and be upset with them and say they're coming here to take away our jobs. But they can't take away jobs unless the government issue them the permit to work. He wants the St. Lucian to start holding animosity to the Vincentians and calling us lazy because that is what he's doing. Let me tell you something here. Listen to me carefully. When a West Indian, an Israelite West Indian, a black West Indian come to America, or an African come to America. When they go to New York City, Florida, California, wherever they go, the white man will employ them, and they won't employ the African American. And they will tell those foreigners that the African American are lazy. They don't want to work. That is why they're not employing them. But that is a lie. What they want to happen, they promote the foreigners because they want there to be strife among the black, the Israelite foreigners and the African American Israelites.
And I
They
want to say
also
this.
refuse to
And I
hire the
don't know who is
African
alive with
American.
this.
They
Who get
rather
alive with
left
this?
the job vacant than to hire in an African
You know
American
there's a
to do
bus
the
shed
job.
there.
So when you come to
One
places
day I
like
went to visit
California, and you see all
in the
of
middle
these
of the morning
strong, healthy black men
to
sitting on
visit
the side
the
of the
home ec
street
center.
doing absolutely nothing, it is not
The
because they
persons
don't
who are
want to work.
working there,
It is because the white
all
man
except one of them,
refused to give them the opportunity
was
to
from
work,
St. Lucia.
the opportunity that they've been looking for. They too
And there were
want the
three
American
guys
dream. They too
drinking
want to be a
under
part of
the
the
bus shed.
society. They want to contribute to the development of America like
They
anyone
called
else.
me
But they are denied the
to
opportunity
say,
because of the color of their skin
hey,
in
comrade,
order to
stop here now,
survive
come now.
and live a semi-decent life.
I didn't go. I didn't
You have
stop.
to go to the social welfare
And when I
department to
come
get
back, they
food
say, why you
stamp.
ain't stopping? If I had
Otherwise, the
stopped there, they
Caucasians
would
will
not like
watch
what I have
them
to tell
as
them.
they starve
God
to
don't
death.
like lazy people. People coming
They're
from
not selling
St.
drugs
Lucia
to
to
their
build
brothers
that
and
bank.
sisters
And
because they
three
want to.
strong men in the middle of the
They
morning
are
was drinking
selling
strong rum.
drugs
He ain't
to
going nowhere
those
tomorrow.
people because they think that they have no alternative. They think they have no alternative because they're not given the opportunity to work. This is the reality. When you go to the county office, 90% of the people you see at the county office are black men and women who are trying to put food in their stomach through the welfare food stamp system. They don't want to do this, but they are forced to do this because the environment that they create here deprive them of the opportunity to work. And if they don't work, they can't eat. Remember, the same thing happened to our foreparents just after emancipation when slavery was abolished. It is a common trend with the Caucasians in dealing with black people, African people in their own country. After slavery was abolished, the Caucasians said, if we cannot get your labor for free, you will not work. You know what they did? They sent to India and they brought Indians. They lied to the Indians and brought those Indians here as indentured servants and gave them the job that the Israelites, the black men and women, were doing free for 400 years. It is nothing new. Ralph Gonsalves will not employ you, especially if you have not gotten involved in homosexuality, if you have not gotten involved with abortion or bestiality. And when you do those things, he has no obligation to employ you because guess why? You are now slaves. You can't tell him nothing. You have to take what you get, how you get it, and when you get it. So when Ralph Gonsalves is calling black Vincentian men lazy because he and his government refused to give them a job. Remember, Ralph Gonsalves' foreparents used to sit on the porch overlooking the field where our foreparents were working for 8 and 10 and 12 hours per day. And they were still calling them lazy when our foreparents was in the field working. Ralph Gonsalves' foreparents was sitting on the porch drinking lemonade in the shade, and they were saying that the slaves who were working hungry with very little rest, they were calling those slaves lazy. So it's nothing new. He is only doing what is natural to him, what comes natural to him, to show disrespect for hard-working black men and women. They did it to our foreparents in slavery. They did it to our foreparents after slavery. They say we're lazy, we don't want to work, but they have made a decision. If they're not getting our labor for free, they're not employing us. They will spend extra money to send to India to recruit Indians, pay their passage to come to the Caribbean to work, pay their passage to come to America to work, find housing for them, and give them a meager wage. But they work them like slaves. My people, black Vincentians men, whether you know me or not, whether you are my friend or not, whether you like me or not, don't sit down and let Ralph Gonsalves insult you like this. Don't sit down and let them insult you like this. Let me tell you something. It is better for you to keep your dignity than for you to go and bull to get a job, for you to go and have an abortion to get a job. You don't want Ralph Gonsalves to treat you like Sir Caesar, like Orlando Brewster, like Luke Brown, like Hans Kings. And guess what? These are the black men that you love. These are the slaves that you love. And if he ain't love you, you know what he gonna do? He's gonna treat you like a dog. Hold on to your dignity. Wait, because a thief is coming to make sure all those people who are disenfranchised learn what it's like to be prosperous, to be able to afford things that they couldn't afford. Don't worry, the thief is coming. Take your time, live clean, stay away from homosexuality, bestiality, and abortion. And I am guaranteeing you that you will become 59 years old like me. I am 59 today. In full health. All of my faculties are working better than they were when I was a younger man. My memory have improved drastically. My sexual potent is good. No pains, no aches. And guess what? There is some simple things that you can do to become like me. If you're feeling pains right now and your sexual potency is not good, right? You feel old. I have the remedy. The Most High show me all of these things. That is why I am living this. Let me tell you something, right? I feel like I'm 16. And most people my age, or even younger than me, when they feel young, their body don't cooperate. I am telling you that my body cooperates with the way I feel. I can jump, I can run, I can do all of the things I used to do when I was young. At the same standard. For example, if you put me on a roller skate, it will take me a couple of weeks to reach back to my peak roller skating skills. So all I have to say to my black brothers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, hold on, be faithful, because there are something that is more important than having a job, which is your self-worth, your self-respect, your dignity is more important than having a job. Don't destroy your liver with alcohol and drugs. Maintain your dignity, because when the chief returns, he will need you to make our country a better place. There will be a place for every Vincentian in my St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Beneficial to us. We have to be patient and wait on the Most High God, and He is going to fulfill His promise to us. My name is Chief Strongblood. I am St. Vincent and the Grenadines' favorite most hated son. I am the diaspora. My people, like this video, share this video, leave a comment on this video, let me know what are your thoughts about what is said here. And remember, there are many more videos like this right here. Go and peruse those videos and let me know what are your thoughts about those videos. I would like you to subscribe or to like based on which social media platform you're viewing this video from. And remember, Chief Strongblood will talk to you on Monday.